my self-belief comes from my work ethic, my focus on the game, my ability to...
A lot of guys work like that, though.
Yeah, but they think they do. A lot of people wake up, they make their way to where they have to go. They exercise, they leave the gym and it's done. Maybe they might go back and it's done again. But for me, I wake up, I drink water, I stretch, I begin freeing the frame and just be loosening my body. I don't have distractions. If it does not involve the fight business, it does not involve me. I always hear people, they have their extra curricular activities, I suppose, or they like to go and do this to unwind, or they like to go and do this to unwind. The only thing I like to do to unwind is count my profits from the fight business, and then when the profits have been counted, I am back on my business. You know, there's many ups and downs in the fight game. There's many times you have these conversations where you want to do it, you don't want to do it. But I think for me was when I originally signed with the UFC. I was already a 2-weight world champion in my previous organization. I held a featherweight belt and I held a lightweight belt. But as you know, outside of the UFC, it is not financially secure. So I was unsure of what to do. And a long-time teammate of mine had got some bad news from too many wars inside the octagon. So, you know, I sat back, and the UFC had not called at this stage, but I had 2 gold belts wrapped around my waist, and I was thinking, I don't think I want to do this, you know. Maybe this is not for me. If this happened to my friend who came up with me in the game, and now he cannot compete anymore, and he is UFC caliber also, but he never got his opportunity. So I sat back, and I had essentially walked away from the sport, and I was out of the gym for maybe 3-4 weeks, which is, I am never out of the gym for 3 to 4 weeks. And then I was sitting in my friend's car at one stage, and the phone rang. It was from Iceland. My coach John Kavanagh was in Iceland with my teammate Gunnar, who was preparing to fight. And it rang, and I did not want to answer because I had not been in the gym in 4 weeks, and I coached the boxing class in the gym. So for every Tuesday for them 4 weeks I was missing, and I just didn't text anyone, didn't show up. I was just done, I was gone. And the phone kept ringing and ringing, and my friend in the car said, just answer the thing. I says, I'm not answering the thing because it's going to be a fight. We're going to be arguing over something. So I'm just going to leave it and just forget about it. So it kept ringing, so I said, I will answer it. How do you feel about making your UFC debut in 9 weeks in Sweden? And then I put the phone down, you know, and I just said, I just had a long conversation with myself and said, some people's journeys are meant to go, some people's journeys are meant to go other ways, but this is my destiny now. And that's when I said, I will give this everything. I mean, everywhere you go, there is people who are quiet and go about their business, and there are people who are loud and go about their business, but in Ireland we speak our mind. There is not if you ask us something, we will speak our mind and speak it truthfully. If it is the truth, it is the truth, and that is it. If people cannot handle it, that is not my problem. The truth is the truth, and I will speak it. I was definitely in a tough town, but bullying, I was not bullied, but fights would often happen. If you're walking down the street and there's a group of people, next thing you know, a fight is breaking out. This is where I come from, and this is from a really young age. So that's how I ended up getting into the game. That's how most young men enter combat sport, is self-defense, and I was no different. It was part of culture in Ireland. You must be able to defend yourself. You must be able to fight. For me, it became an obsession. 100%, it is part of the game, but as I said to you before we went on air, work pays, and that is it. For me, I take this like I take everything else. It is a discipline in itself. There is boxing, there is wrestling, there is jiu-jitsu, there is karate, there is media. The media obligations can crush an athlete, can crush a fighter, especially when you add in cutting weight, especially when you add in everything. And that's what people don't get when they fight me. When you sign to fight me, it's a completely different ball game. You're taken away from your family. You're flown all over the world to do all kind of press. You know, it's a different bubble you're put under, and most people drown in that bubble, and that is what I feel happens with people. But for me, I have been doing it since the beginning. Since I came in with a lot of hype. I backed that hype up. I talked the talk, and I walked the walk, and it has just grown and grown and grown. Now it is almost normality to me. I actually feel comfortable here now. I feel good in work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to people when they leave. They want. I can't wait. They want to go home to their kid. They want to go home to their wife. They want to go home to their comfort. This is my comfort. I don't want to be nowhere else. I actually don't show up because I'm always there. My mind is always on this. It never shuts off. I can never stop thinking about this game. And I'm sure you with your film and things, you always see, you would look at something and think of a shot or a scene. You know what I'm saying? I'd look at a movement and think of another movement. You know what I mean? That's what my mind is always on it. And I just know that. I mean, I just look around and I don't see nothing that troubles me in these divisions, in that UFC roster, and I'm just confident in my ability and in my mind frame. I know nobody can tell me that I move the same as any of these guys, because I don't move the same. I move differently, I move unique, and I know I move unique. Not only that, I speak unique, I act unique. I'm just different than these people. I dress unique, whatever. I just feel different to these, on another level, on another playing field than any of them before me. That's why I know I have no doubt in my mind that I'm the greatest, that I will be the greatest of all time. In my head already, I am better than everybody, and I know, you know, there's a lot of hate come from people, you know, but I know, and I will prove. You give me time, and I will prove it to everybody. Nobody has my mindset. You know, I'm a specialist in human movement. Yeah, I recognize movement. I recognize movement in live play better than anybody. Yeah, I recognize somebody's movement and somebody's reaction in live play better than anyone. But not only that, I also feel like I can read people's minds. I know what way people are feeling in terms of body language and just the way people approach certain things. I know what's going through someone's mind by just looking. And the reason is because I know myself. Know yourself to know others. You know what I mean? That's what Bruce Lee said, and that's some true shit right there. You know what way you feel to know what way he feels. So I play off that. I know what way he feels, so I'll give him something to make him feel that way more. You know what I mean? Whether it's you call it mind games or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just getting an edge over everyone in there, and there's no doubt in my mind. Everyone in this. I tell you what though, it must be a scary damn thing to be a featherweight in the UFC and not be named Conor McGregor. Yeah.
Right.
I tell you that right now.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Amen, bro.
Nobody outsweats me. I work. I don't just talk. Don't confuse the talk. Don't confuse because my mind is in the correct place. People seem to be confusing that. People seem to confusing that because because I can talk and I believe in myself and I'm confident and I'm outspoken and I say what I think, that I'm a personality. I'm a UFC personality similar to Chael Sonnen. I'm not Chael Sonnen. I'm not that guy. I'm speaking it. I'm not a WWF skit or WWE skit, you know. It's not like that. I'm speaking fact. You know, everything I say is fact. Everything I've said about everyone in the division has always been fact. It's not an act. It's not rehearsed. You know what I mean? So don't let the fact that I speak correct and I speak right and I speak with conviction. Don't let confuse the fact that I outwork everybody. And that when the time comes, when the door shuts, when the bell rings, nobody does it better than me. Nobody is more calm than me. I'm able to calm my mind. I swear to God I can go all day long, yeah? All fucking day long I'll go. I never get tired. You're never gonna get me tired ever. I'm only 16. I'm 16 weeks over ACL surgery, and I swear to God I'm in better shape than a guy that's fighting next week. A guy that's coming towards the end of his camp. Any of them. I'm in better shape now than they are fucking right before a fight. You must take, if anything, rather than feeling bitter or jealous, take inspiration from it. Take that you can do it too, or if I put my head down, or if I do this, and then go from there with a belief in your own ability. Focus on your own ability rather than putting your energy into a negative energy into someone that you cannot control. But unfortunately, the mid-tier and the low-tier will begrudge. It comes with success, but this is it. It is what it is.